Alright, first off, gonna say hi to the people in this chat. Lynn, On Leverage, Jackie, my viewers, thank you all for coming. I hope you're all doing great. And let's get into it. So first off, going to give you a big congratulations on API 3. Now, you all know we nailed this trade. One of the best ones in the recent crappy market conditions. Alright, but we were still there. We were still there. On average, 80% gains. Alright, so congratulations to you guys who took it. I banged on this thing for over a week. Apparently it had to pop because it got listed onto Coinbase. Alright, so, well, it doesn't matter where it got listed. We don't wait for the bullish news to come out. Like the TA, we take the trade. Simple. Alright, so what's next for Bitcoin? Now, you all know we talked about Bitcoin and the fact that it's going to be a week up until the market gets in its right condition. Alright, so what is currently going on with Bitcoin? Now, it retraced as projected before, okay, which is good for us, which means we just get the better entries now. Although, Bitcoin is still on tricky grounds, okay, it has been. Now, until we get a clear-cut picture what is going to happen in the next week, it's still on tricky grounds, alright. It has just completed the fractal from 2018. It's been following it pretty damn good and well. Few minor adjustments here and there on the fractal because nothing is perfect, but still projected, and it still fell to the marked targets of 38k. Alright, so that is still good. Now, we got out of our trades with stop losses and profits, so we just took the profits mainly because of these reasons. Alright, simple. Bitcoin was going to drop. Now, what is going on? We will take a look at Bitcoin dominance first, USDT dominance, the total market caps, including Bitcoin, then excluding Bitcoin, and then excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, because that is one of the key factors that most people are not looking at yet. Alright, and then we'll dive into the altcoins. Alright, so as mentioned in the last stream, there is bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance, which is currently playing out. Okay, but still inside the flag. Okay, now until it breaks down, we don't know which way it's going to go. Now, if for some reason we do get a surprise, because today is weekly candle close for Bitcoin in about 5 hours. Okay, so we have to wait for the next 5 hours, see what Bitcoin is going to do. And if Bitcoin does go up to close above 40k, this can just come down quickly and then bounce to the upside for another fake out or something. But what I do see is something that we've covered quite a bit on this channel, is the rounded top. Okay, it's currently making the rounded top. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to go all the way up to give the third top. It can just simply consolidate and come back down there. Okay, but one thing is for sure, dominance is getting tired. Okay, it's getting exhausted. We can see it on the indicators. You all know the rule of my green hills with various divergence that eventually turn into red. Okay, and that's on the daily time frame, which means this does hold quite a bit of weight. Now, there is currently not a right shoulder, it's not a head and shoulders pattern, it's just in a channel, and it's a giant bear flag. Okay, if you zoom out a bit, it's a giant bear flag. Now, in any surprise, I'm always ready for a surprise. Okay, so Bitcoin has to close above 40k, which it might do by tonight. this can still bounce and hit my critical level of 44.5%, so I'm still ready. But even if it does that, it only extends the bearish divergence. So either way, I'm good. Okay, now but with this giant flag, the measured moves, including with the Fibonacci and the patterns, put it down to about at least 25% dominance on Bitcoin, which is pretty decent for the altcoins to have their run. Now that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish on the alt season. And the second factor is that the alt season always comes at the end of the cycle when Bitcoin is completely done. Okay. Yoda's my man. Alright guys, give Yoda, the master of trading, a big welcome. Alright, he's a pretty cool dude, very down to earth, and he kindly invited me into his private community as well. Okay, showed me a few things, and I learned from him as well quite a bit. Just his vision is different. We kind of match. We're on the same wavelength, right? As people and as traders as well. So give him a big shout out. And Yoda, thanks for coming, man. I really appreciate your time. And we'll catch up on Discord in the coming week. And yeah, I do want you on the live stream if you can spare some time. I know you're really busy, but it would be really cool to have you here on the live, you know. Just having a pro trader give his vision and just his peace of mind to all the subscribers. I really appreciate that. Alright guys, we've taken a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now USDT dominance. Before coming on the live, I actually checked on everything before, and look at this. This is playing out as projected so far. Alright, making its fractal its way up, the double top. Alright, I did say it doesn't necessarily have to play out by extending the time period. It could just do a double top easily and fairly quickly. Again, look, it's just following the fractal as it is. Alright, so looking at this fractal is why I think there is a chance that tonight Bitcoin can close above 40k, okay, which will kind of juggle and play the choppiness for dominance over here in USDT, so whales and market makers can push it up just above 40 before they have to retest a double bottom on 38k, which I will go through on the chart with you now. Alright, but I will not be naive to think this fractal is going to play out exactly as it is and go all the way up to 5% just to give us a double top. Okay, nothing is certain in this market, so we'll just take it with a grain of salt. Okay, and let's just see how this thing plays out. But it has been good so far. Honestly, on the charts, on the daily time frame, this to me still looks bullish because it has a little bit more strength. So what I'm thinking is on this indicator right here, what will happen is some sort of, because this is already crossing almost the zero level, right? So I think it's going to make a small green hill right up in here and then come back down again, okay, which is also getting tired. Now this will coincide in confluence with my double top projection, okay, and as we said, the bearish retest of this breakdown from this pattern. Okay, hold on, let me adjust it a little bit. There we go. Alright, still has a little bit of room to go, but this again with the double top is a bearish retest. Okay, and what usually happens with these patterns, which you can see early on the indicators, is this. It makes into a falling wedge, but the more it goes up, it will be a fake out. It will come back down. And why will it be a fake out? Well, you got the price action, which is the leader on the indicator, is the double top right here. Alright, so it usually does that. Now, I've been backtracking this thing, and it has done it right in here the first time it went down, and that was in September of 2020 when the whole market went down. Then we had it again in here in May, June, and July. It again did the same thing, and now we're at the third final phase. Again, aside from the fact that it's a double top, it's a bearish harmonic now. This was a bullish harmonic when it was at the bottom, but now since it's gone up, it's completed the pattern. It's going to be a bearish harmonic, which they always lead to the bottom. Okay, and the USDT dominance always comes back down to its critical support, which is right here. Now this time it only bounced very quickly from halfway through, so I'm assuming right now it's going to come back down once more and then eventually just follow the channel up and down, right? That is it. This is the Wyckoff distribution, all right, which means people who are not spending any money on crypto right now, they will be spending their money once the dominance has no more strength left. All right, that's when the smartest traders will get into the market, because everything will be so low. The only way is up, right? Because it has happened before. It's not me saying it, it's the charts that are saying it, right? Now that is why I'm bullish on the crypto market, especially for these altcoins, because they are so low. Bitcoin doesn't have that much strength left in it, but it is the leader, so we have to wait for Bitcoin and just kind of let it do its thing, go up to first 45k from this level, which will be key, and then eventually head off to 55, 58, 60k. Those are the targets using the Fibonacci's. Okay, so what I'm expecting now on Bitcoin is a little bit of a push up, just to see maybe close the weekly candle, or at least hold it above 38k. All right, and then just wait. It's a very tricky time to be trading, and even though the dominance is looking bearish, the Bitcoin dominance, the only thing that drops Bitcoin dominance is Bitcoin itself. Okay, which means it doesn't really matter if Bitcoin dominance drop. Bitcoin is dropping, is going to take the whole market down with it. All right, but even though it's good that Bitcoin dominance is not going up, but just we need to give it a little bit more time. Okay, when we were down here in this little phase around 35, 37k, I did say we were going to most likely go up but then have a retest. We did trade some altcoins, but we needed the double bottom. We need a strong, secure confirmation low, which we will get. Now we don't know where that is because we can't predict it. We're not the market makers, so it can be either 37k. If people are really scared, it might even bring it down to the lows of $33,000. Well, either way, it's not going to go down in a straight line, and if it does, it's going to be a wick that is going to get bought up fairly quickly and push it back all the way up to 36, 37k, and then we chop and then play to the upside. But when we were down here, I did say we were going to have an extended period because we just bought ourselves one extra month. Okay, this drop down to 33k bought us another month. Okay, and this double top right here is just kind of to give us the confirmation low that we so desperately need. Without it, Bitcoin is going to go up and then crash harder, which means the whole market is over, and we don't really want that. Alright, let me see the chat for a second before you jump into the altcoins. Yeah, next week, Yoda, let's definitely do a stream together. Mavius. Digital Nas, Lou. Oh, everything is great, man. I hope you are too. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for making the time. Alright, so 9 people on the live. Pretty good on the Sunday. Alright, so I'm gonna start with the API 3. And why? Because any of newcomers were watching my recently released video on API 3, by the way, that got 250 views in under 24 hours. I don't know how this happens, but hey, well, I guess people only want the price predictions, right? Okay, so thank you for every single person who watched the video, but speaking technical analysis way, this is a tweezer top, okay, which means it definitely needs to reset and come down a bit and hold some sort of a range before it makes another move. Okay, good thing is this 100% that we just nailed on API 3 is not a 10x that dumps the price in a parabolic fashion. Okay, so that's good. In my book, that is pretty healthy. Okay, and the bigger chance of hitting the targets will come if it does follow some sort of a range and reaccumulation phase. Okay, that is pretty healthy to me, and that's where I would be personally looking for another entry. Okay, I got out of it at about $9.09, somewhere around there on this double top. Once I saw the tweezer tops, I had to get out of it. Alright, so whenever you see something crazy like this, a wick action, it's a good time to take profits, because you got to remember that many people who were holding through this chop, yeah, they're gonna take profits. Okay, and these are people who are not to be messed with, because they're investing tens and 20s and $100,000 against us who are just investing maybe $500,000, $1,500, $2,000, whatever the portfolio is and whatever the risk management is. But we don't compete with the market makers. Okay. Besides, one thing is for sure, learning technical analysis saves a lot of trouble and a lot of time. Okay. One key thing right here that I've learned is whenever you get to the all-time high, you never ever risk keep holding the position in hopium. Okay, that is where the sellers are. Every single person or the whale who bought it up in here thinking it's going to the moon, first thing they'll do is take their money and then wait for another entry, which is actually smart, in the reaccumulation phase before it pushes up. Alright, so learn technical analysis and watch the videos and the live streams, because you will definitely pick up on some key aspect that will help you either save yourself a lot of money or just help you make a lot of money because you're nailing your entries. Okay, and if you do want tutoring lessons, we do offer that as well. Okay, these lessons, there will be a combination of pattern trading, Fibonacci's, indicators, and most importantly the price action, how to understand and read the price action, and whole market overview that will only get you to become an excellent trader. Okay, it's a combination of all, it's not just the one technique. Okay, and reach out to us on Telegram, join the group, the link is in the description below, and we'll get to it. Right. Night, Yoda. Yeah. Stay safe, man. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. And again, thanks for coming in. Thanks for making the time, man. Alright, so we're done with this. Now, I've talked about KDA quite a bit, right? Now, I did post the buy zones. We got the trades exactly how we wanted them. But now, I would say to kind of wait. Okay? Let me go into the daily time frame so I can explain a bit better. Right. These were the entry zones that I posted for this bounce. Okay. First I posted the trade here around $5. Closed at 10 and then re-entry around 680 up all the way back up to 9. Now I would wait because this thing looks like it needs a confirmation low. Alright. So be patient with these. Okay, be patient, because this Bitcoin drop, I think what it's doing is actually just capitulating everything. I mean, ridiculously everything. Now, the one good coin that I think is pretty early is QRDO. Okay, and by early, I mean it's one coin that is not dumping ridiculously hard. Okay, because it's been a slow mover. And because it's a slow mover, it's just kind of been taking its time. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go up from here. I will still say it can come back down to its prior buy ranges of $2 or maybe even $180. Just time will tell with Bitcoin tonight. Alright, so watch for this and set alert at about 2:30 for QRDO on your exchange. We'll see if it hits, then we just kind of start posting the buys. OMGs, one of the trades that I talk about quite a bit. Look, it's almost there, almost there. We covered it again when it was sitting at this range, 430. It did hit the buy zone of $4 exactly, but I'm still not posting this trade yet. Okay, I'm still not. Like I said, we gotta wait for Bitcoin. I will post it. I'll be happily posting it on a confirmation low, which is slightly higher price than the current one. Don't mind it. Why? Because I do want a secure entry, not the best price. Okay, nailing the best price is only gonna get me wrecked. So I will not post this trade until it's ready. Same thing with Tezos. I do like them both still, and Tezos is still on its way. Right, first two entries, possible entries, already hit. My alert went off. I will be winning it in this purple box right here at about $3. That's where I personally want to look for an entry. Okay. Now, these patterns, they yet have to be confirmed. Which way it's going to go and how well these patterns will hold. Okay. Now, traditionally, what happens in these is you get some sort of a fake out to the upside to the middle of the pattern. Okay, so it does something like this and then comes back down. Okay, and then this double bottom right here is what pushes the price up eventually. So that is what I'm waiting for currently. Okay, so these two are the ones that I'm waiting on. Now, FTM, I've said before as well, I'm not bullish on FTM at all. Many people were. I think FTM is done for the cycle. If you want to trade it, you first start looking for entries around 150. Actually, what I would do is I would just set alert at 150, not even take it at that price. What I would do is just wait and see where it kind of stops and holds the range. Maybe some sort of choppiness like this around double bottom right up in here. Okay, once I get the double bottom, if it's good for a trade, I'll take that trade. But until then, I'm not touching Phantom, no matter how many people will be investing in it. Notice they said the same thing about Matic when it first went up to about 280. One of these guys, famous YouTuber or something, he was saying Matic is a gem and very cheap, undervalued at 250. If you can get it under 250, it's still cheap. It dumped, and it dumped hard to 68 cents. Do not trust anyone but the technical analysis. Okay, the chart will tell you everything you need to know. And right now the chart on Phantom is speaking damage to the downside. Okay, people have bought it down in here. They were still holding up till here, and they just held it through this drop. They held it up in here, and they're still holding. Now, I personally messaged one of my friends and I said, look, it's gone up. Be careful of this double top. Okay, make a decision soon, because this double top I don't think is going to hold, and it's not going to break into the all-time highs. Okay, I'm not sure what he did, because like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. All I can do is just post some info, and that is what I'm doing for you guys as well. Yeah, man, Phantom, everything is happening on Phantom Network, sure, but what about Matic Network? Everything was happening on Matic Network at the same time. You know, people miss all these little aspects, but if the TA says it's done, that means it's done. I mean, how do you compete with this weekly bearish divergence? How do you compete with this weekly bearish divergence? Look, the bad move is just starting for this thing. Alright? And look, the descending channel right now. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to go up. I'm not saying it's going all the way down to 0 or 20 cents. I do expect it to bounce, okay? And I will be there to personally take this trade just so I can make some bank. because the TA says it's going to go, then I will take the trade. But I will not be bullish on this thing way on the all-time highs, you know. I'll just keep moving my stop up in profits until it's done. Look, the pattern says it's going to consolidate. I mean, look at Link. Look at what Link did. I will show you that on Link for a minute. It will speak the truth. Okay. Link did almost the same thing. It's gone up so much, and then in the end it's just kind of went down and down and down and down. I mean, take a look at the Link chart. Look at this. It's just been in a massive range. It has not been able to break. Phantom at least went to its all-time high again. Look at this. It did this double top. Now it did this. Small eye, and then it rejects again. Right, so I expect Phantom to do kind of the same thing, and it's going to take a while. And I'm not personally planning to invest in a project that has already done a 60x for 100% gains. I need a lot of money to invest just to make a little bit of a percentage. For me personally, it's a no-go. Now, I did cover Matic the other day as well, so any of you Matic holders out there, excuse me, getting dehydrated. Alright, any of you Matic holders out there watching, wondering what to do, I did post the fractal from Bitcoin itself. Okay, to me it does not look healthy at all. Alright, it does not look healthy at all. So TA is right there. Whatever you decide, decision will be up to you, but we're just gonna post this thing right up there. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about GLMR. GLMR is sort of Moon River project. Now this thing, I want to talk about it. Why? Because it's doing a V-shaped drop. Okay, it's been in a downtrend, a massive downtrend, which is good for us, by the way. But it's almost done with the drop. Okay, usually what we get is a V-shaped drop. Okay, before it does a V-shaped bounce. Now, I think this is going back to the upside in the short term, at least till about there. Now, where is the entry for this? I have to figure it out in the next 2 candles. Next 2 daily candles will tell me more. Okay, but just keep this on your radar. I think it will go up pretty soon, and look, wherever it goes up from, it's gonna hit this level, the critical level, which is almost at the trend line. Okay, so watch for this thing. I think it can give some percentages just until the market is ready to give us some sort of a signal, but the upside on this is huge. Okay, once this breaks out, there is no telling how fast it's going to go to this level, or this level, and to the all-time highs right up in here. Okay, if you think about it, it's a 4x, right? And GLMR is Moon River, I think. But anyways, one of these projects that got listed onto the DOTS ecosystem, and it was a parachain auction that kind of gave all these projects a big boost when they got listed. But it's a parabolic rise on one candle, parabolic curve to the downside in the downtrend, so eventually it will just go like this, start bowling out, and then go to the upside. Okay, so watch for this thing. The Fibonacci's, whatever the bottom is, it kind of goes up to the all-time highs. Okay, so I think it's worth it. I think it's definitely worth it. Take a risk on this thing. Once it's bottom, I will be taking a risk on this personally as well, because it's a decent project. Just have to wait for the alt season, see what it does. But it honestly is looking a bit healthy as far as downtrends go. Okay. It's gonna bounce in this range before it decides to go up. I'm gonna watch for this thing. I'll be talking about it once it's ready. It's gonna be, yeah, sorry, Moonbeam. That's what I was forgetting. Thanks, Mavius. Yeah, Moon River was MBR or something, that sort of a code. All right. While we're talking about these, let's take a look at Akala. Now, I didn't want to post this trade, even though I looked at this thing when it was going up slightly from 120, but I don't know, it just didn't feel right. But it's one of these projects that, one, I will be accumulating in the bear market, and two, I'll be looking definitely to trade this thing once the alt season comes, and if it's ready, definitely if it's ready. So I add it to the watch list. Okay, and nothing, it's just a range. At this point there's no telling, it's just a range. Right. So yeah, these things are going to be huge. I mean, people don't really realize the potential of it yet, because the DOT ecosystem is not fully at work. All right, it's not fully at work. So, I mean, for the parachain speaking, you know, only Kusama is at work right now. But I mean, these things are actually brilliant. Look at this. It's only 1 billion tokens, and currently circulating supply is 69 million. Okay, so that's the difference on that is huge. 84 million market cap. It's 1 billion too on the fully diluted. Now, when I look at this, at this stage of the cycle, I'm not saying it's going to do it 15x to go all the way to its fully diluted market cap. Okay, it's not, definitely not. But I'm not saying it can't do a 4x. Okay, at this stage of the cycle, I think 4x will be its maximum. But hey, look at the price. The price is actually, once it's cheap enough, I think people will buy it and trade it. Alright. Yeah, the Moon River MOVR, that's the ticker I was forgetting. Wow, this thing actually just went downhill, didn't it? Alright, let's see what we can find out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Yeah, it's just a crazy downtrend. It's a crazy downtrend. This is another one of those that you can accumulate in the bear market. I'm personally going to do so as well. Maybe look for it around $20 in the bear market. I think that that price it will hold. At that price it will definitely hold. Yeah, this thing might actually drop to about 30 bucks, 40 bucks before it decides to move up. Yeah. Well, these are the calls that I will be posting in the Telegram group pretty soon. Once they're ready. Once they are ready. Alright, so we got AVAX. Still doing the same thing. Projecting a downward move. It broke down eventually off the pattern. So that's pretty healthy. Still has a bit of way to go. I think it's definitely going down to the 70s and 60s. Okay, so any of the subscribers watching the AVAX ecosystem, look for this thing to break down just a little bit more. It might just go and do some choppiness around as well, you know, just like it did to the upside in here. It might do the same thing here and then eventually come back down. Okay, it's gonna be a chop. Actually, I think I'm gonna make a short entry around about $81, $83. if it ever comes. I still got some shorts lined up for this thing. No, fully diluted market cap is not bad at all. It's just I think that's the total market cap available for that project, or the total that has been invested in it, and it's just gonna take a while to get back to that. You know, see, if Moon River or Akala, all these projects, the fully diluted market cap and the market cap were equally the same, the chances of both getting higher on a parabolic rise is bigger, right? But basically what it means is that there's a lot of room to grow to get to its fully diluted market cap. That's all. Yeah, pretty much right on leverage. You're right. It's the total that has been invested when the project came out. Alright, so ADA. Many people are actually holding ADA as well. I do get a lot of questions about this. Honestly, I don't like ADA. Not right now. Not right now. But I do think it will bounce eventually. But I posted a stop loss for this thing because I didn't trust it. Now this is in a downtrend. You know what this looks like? It looks to me like Litecoin back in when it did its 100x. There. This is what it kind of looks like to me. Okay, ADA did its thing just pretty much like this. And it's been going downhill ever since. So honestly, I'm not a big fan of ADA at this point. So many people who ask me about ADA, there we go. It's kind of fractal. I have to enlarge this quite a bit to make it fit, but you get the general idea. Okay. Still has a bit more leg to go to the downside. I think it might go back up in the Altseason back to about 180 or something like that, just to give some gains for those futures traders out there, but then it would eventually just crash. Or maybe, if lucky though, but I'm not gonna hold my breath and invest money into a coin that has already gone up huge this cycle. Okay, gotta remember it went up all the way from 9 cents to about $3. So yeah, 85 cents in the short term. Yeah, we do expect a bounce from there, but people holding ADA, you know, you make a decision once it gets to about 180, 150. I don't see it breaking all-time highs this cycle. Okay, that's my just personal opinion though. You know, for me the critical level that is $182 is a critical level for me. Wherever the bottom is. Yeah, $182 and $2.50. That's where I would look to get out. Yeah, on the monthly is scary. Definitely, that's the only reason. I mean, it's a monthly chart, so it's going to take a couple of years. So that's why I think the bear market trend for Cardano has also started, just like for Bitcoin. They don't look at healthy at all to me. And not even worth taking the risk. Let's take a look at this. Ethereum, I do talk about it. And Lynn, I never forget about you, so I'm gonna take a look at ETH for you. Alright, so I did say it was going to come back down to 2600, 2500, and it still depends on Bitcoin. Okay, so wait for this level to watch, and let's see where it bottoms out at. Now the fibs kind of put it there as well. Okay, 2400. If Bitcoin does drop to all the way down to 33k, this thing is coming back for a double bottom at 2200. All right, just like it did a crazy double top, it might do a crazy double bottom. That would be the first one, and that will be the second one. Wherever the bottom is, time will tell. Now, the SP500, many people are bearish on this thing. What I see is that it's going to make a double bottom again. Okay, I think it's going to make a double bottom again, and it's very close to giving us the final top for the SP500. Now this is a bullish pattern that breaks to the upside, and I am personally waiting for it to come back down just a little bit more, and it might represent Bitcoin as well. Okay, might represent Bitcoin as well. Now it is holding currently. The candle body closes above this critical level of support, but it might just break back down all the way to 4200, somewhere around there, like it did before. Maybe just a little bit higher, but this double bottom will kind of give us a push to the upside, and it will be good for Bitcoin as well. Okay. But it is not looking as healthy to keep on going to all-time highs again. So that's why I'm bearish on Bitcoin long term up until the next couple of years. Okay, and the charts are saying at least for this week, this is gonna struggle a bit. Yeah, it does move up in March. That's what the TA is saying. You know, that's what the TA is saying. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hello? Oh. Hello? Please come. G0802. Sorry guys, got a phone call from my dad. Alright, we're back. Now, XTM, still following my plan, my projection. Watch this thing, I gave this gem a few weeks ago. Sorry, not a few weeks ago. Last week I think I gave this to you. And this might bottom out around 15 to 17 cents. That's the range where I'll be personally looking to get into this thing. Okay, I do like this project. I think it can bounce at least for about 100% gains. And this is going to be an extra trade, extra cash trade for me. Okay, DOT is coming back to the lows. It might come back down to between $15 and $14. It might. We'll see how Bitcoin does it. Okay. Now DOT, my target is nothing over $100 or $120 for that matter. Okay. Nothing over 100. I don't think it has the strength to give you a 20x this cycle. It's already done a 10x and 8x. I don't think it has another strength to give you anything more than a 4-6x. Alright, Lou, let's see what you're talking about. It's a game called Crypto. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Yeah, if you have any info, DM me that info. And we can talk about this on the channel. Yeah, but be careful of these meme coins as well. But the market is turning down. These meme coins don't generally tend to perform all that well either. Okay. And all right, Secret Network is done. You can find a short on that one. Yeah, UFO. Alright, if you want a gaming coin, I like UFO. Okay, I like UFO quite a bit. And I have not posted a trade on this thing yet because I don't think it's ready so far, but I think it will be good. It's ridiculously cheap. Okay, I have to find the bottom for this thing, see where that is, but I think this one will be big. I posted first when it came out, when I first heard of it. It was on Uniswap, and this is where I posted the trade, right around there. It's between 16 and 18. It ended up doing a whole little percentage of 5x. Okay, I think it still has some legs. It's just got listed onto KuCoin, and this is only a short-term time frame. Okay, so it's still pretty new. It just needs a accumulation, just like Shiba did. Alright, so keep this on your radar. I do like what I see here. It might just have to retrace a little bit more, but just to get this accumulation thing going before it decides to push up. Okay, but again, I wouldn't risk too much on these things because they generally don't take quite a bit of time, especially because they're cheap coins. Alright, so I wouldn't risk too much. And this looks like it wants to set a new low, but these charts, even on KuCoin, they go back to the Uniswap one for the ETH pair. And when that happens, it means if ETH pair is going to drop a little bit more, so is this. Alright, and I can easily expect it at least down here about 472. Is currently sitting at 979. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down to 472 and stuff like that. Okay, now I'm going to compare it to Shiba at the early stages when it first got listed, just to figure out if that makes any sense. But even Shiba took a while to consolidate before it started doing its thing, so I wouldn't be surprised if UFO does the same thing. And that's why I wouldn't risk too much on UFO, just in case it decides to go into the accumulation for like 4 months before what pops out. Alright, so just gotta wait. Yeah, on leverage I did mention it was the locust, the League of Kingdoms. When I looked at the project, to me it looked like the Age of Empires that I used to play when I was about 13 years old. You know, it was ridiculously good, but it's because that was the idea of an old game, arcade games, that kind of style. And it was one of the first ones, the Age of Empires, that kind of, you know, action game, like interactive multiplayer thing. So it was going to be good, was no doubt. Plus the fact that it was listed onto Binance Launchpad before any exchange for trading. It was a no-brainer, to be honest. Honestly, I wouldn't buy in the bear market anything besides the strongest coins. Okay, it depends. First, I will just personally stick to the strongest projects like Akala, Moonbeam, Moonriver, all these. They'll be in my accumulation bag. And then, whatever money I make from all these from every single one of these coins that goes up, I will transfer it, I will rotate it into all these cheap coins. I don't mind if I don't get the best price, you know, but definitely something I would do because it's worth it. Because otherwise you can be just stuck holding all these coins, you know, for quite some time. It can be, I don't know, 8 months in the alt season before they decide to do anything, push up. And I'm not a big fan of it. So that's my personal strategy. Okay. Yeah, I think UFO is going down a bit more right now. And RAD is up. I posted this trade, didn't I? Ah, yeah, it's a bounce. It's only a bounce. I posted this trade as well for about 80% possible gains. Yeah, if you took this trade, just put your stop at entry or just take the profits. It is looking pretty good. It's holding the level, but I wouldn't be surprised because of Bitcoin. And this bullish divergence must have played out with this bounce. Okay. And oh, look at that. My Cody call just played out. Ridiculous good. Bam. Now that's a decent entry I can look to buy in. Alright, 20-cent target hit. Well, first one at 22. But let's see if 20 cents hit. And this should be the final leg down. Final capitulation. And we'll see. We still got about 10 days to see what the market does. Okay, right now, at these altcoins, must be round about there somewhere. So we still got about a week of chop, 10 days of chop before they eventually capitulate us. We don't know. We absolutely don't know. But it does look like it's the bottom. We might play another chop and then come back down for a back test at the same level. Okay. But yeah, it does look like we're almost at the bottom. It does look like it. Yeah, I forgot to put this trade out there. I would have reminded you guys yesterday. Nah, it's done. The move is gone. Let's leave it. Ontology. Air Fun. I'm still on top of this thing. Okay, I do like it. Still playing out my fractal. And I think it's going to come back down a little bit more. Just the final capitulation. Let's see if we can get it back around 40 cents. Let's see if we can get it back around 40 cents though. Let's see how long it takes. Because if it takes up until the end of March to accumulate before it decides to go up, I'm not going to take this trade. You know, I don't think it has about 3-4 months left in it to kind of give an all-time high, but it does look good. It does look good for a risk up. Because I think this time we won't have as much alt season for like 3 months. Don't think we have. It's going to be very quick. A lot quicker than this time period right here. Okay. For about 2 months, 3 months, I don't think we have that. Might be just a 1 month. And all these coins, especially the ones that haven't popped, they might do so very quickly. Okay, QNT. I'm waiting for this thing to get ready to give me some sort of a signal to post the buy zone, but watch for this. VR, eventually I do talk about this, and I think it's going to come back down to about 15 cents as well. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I might buy it at 15 cents only to sell back at 28.30. Because I don't think the downtrend will be done for this thing yet. But I'll look for an entry. I'll post it. I will tell you guys on the channel if it's good. And Epic. I do talk about this. Jam, I did say it might not have been ready and it can come back down all the way about 7 or 8 cents. Looks like it's on the way. And then I can decide just to kind of buy it. Oh, on leverage. Epic is definitely one of the ones that I would keep my eye on the bear market. Okay, I haven't released a video on this I've made because I'm still waiting to talk to some devs, but do the research if you want to. Epic, I'm watching very closely. Alright, so that is the update for you guys, and let's see what Bitcoin does. Tonight is weekly close, and I hope we do remain above 38k, even though it wants to drop maybe later on to 35, 37. Don't know. But at this point, if I take a look at the fear and greed index, I'm pretty sure we'll be in extreme fear again. You know, it's just the way it works. They get you excited and for opium and then just kind of dump on you. So, but I will be buying in extreme fear, no doubt. I'm still going to remain with the friend. Okay, we're back in fear. Last week, we were up in here in neutral. This is actually a bit wrong. We actually hit neutral right in between. And let's see where it drops. I think about 20s is where I would look to buy. 20, 22, somewhere around there. Okay, it depends on the weekly close. Let's see how it closes. So, alright guys, one more thing. Follow me on Twitter, okay? If you're not at CoinsMonster1, follow me on Twitter because it will definitely help me get some more, help me get some more experts on here, so we can get you different pieces of advice, so you can build your own strategies, okay? And the strategies that goes best by you, right? Let's see if we can find something else before we jump out of here. That would be extremely important. Heroes is another one of those that people were actually really bullish on. Man, this looked horrible. This absolutely looked horrible. I didn't even want to touch it. Right. SOS, the same thing. It did bounce, but it's not completed its thing, so I didn't want to post it. Or I didn't want to tell you about it because it was just not ready. Now GRT, it has come back to my entry. I did do a video on it. I said you can buy it at about 30 cents. I think it can definitely hit 36, 30, maybe 23 if you're lucky. But most likely between that range. Alright. Yeah, let's see. I hope this one does good in the bear market, man. Not in the bear market, in the alt season that is yet to come. So, yeah, that is what I'm waiting for. We talked about total, right? We're going to look at that. Now, I did give the updates. Okay. Now, this is what I am expecting. Head and shoulders on total. Now, see, sometimes what happens is that you don't generally get the idea on the Bitcoin chart itself, right? Now, I don't know why that is. Sorry, I didn't know why that is, but I figured it out. It's not just that Bitcoin chart. It's the market caps that actually work and give you the idea. Okay, why Bitcoin was not able to break 70k. Okay, and it couldn't break 70k because the total market cap of Bitcoin exceeded its fib level, and that was it. That was the market cap. Once the extension has hit on the Fibonacci's, it won't go higher. Ethereum did the same thing. That's why I'm not so bullish on Ethereum hitting 15k. The other day I was kind of scrolling through YouTube and I saw there was a live with Elon Musk and stuff. They were saying they expect a 15k Ethereum. I was like, okay, 15k Ethereum on opium. Sorry, I'm not investing as much. Forget it. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this to you is many people are saying, oh, we're going to dump all the way back down to $1 trillion. Okay, you know, very possible. But to me, this kind of looks like a healthy retest of the trend line. Alright, can extend it, adjust it just a little bit, and let's see what it does. See where it closes. It might just give, just like it gave a fake out to the upside, it might give you a fake down to the bottom, you know, just to get every single person out of the market before it decides to go up. Okay, now it does look like it was bearish, but to be honest, move had already started. Okay, it's almost at its bottom now. So that is a retest after breaking to the downside. It went up fairly quickly, just like Bitcoin did. It was green candles, nothing but green candles, so it has to retest it, come back down. So to me that looks good. And that's the market cap including Bitcoin. Now we take a look at excluding Bitcoin. Okay, I did say it was going to come back and retest. Alright, Now I think it's going to come back down at least about 900 billion again, maybe about 850 if we're really bearish. All right, but this looks like a rising, broadening, falling, broadening wedge. Right, we might need one more touch. We don't know where that is, but we already have the 3 touches on the bottom of the trend line and 3 touches at the top, so it might just range a little bit, okay, and then give us our bottom. There we go. To me, this is kind of what it looks like doing. All right, so say it might just come back to the same low as it does previously before it decides to break out. Actually, you know what, I'm just gonna take this fractal and complete it up in here. This to me will give a clear, better picture, so I can give it to you guys. Alright, there we go. See, this is what I think is gonna break out and do so. I don't think it gets to 2 trillion. It might, just don't know. But that's where I see it. Another confluence is the top trend line where they usually go and get rejected. Plus it's a Fibonacci extension level 2. Alright, I can officially go with the Fibonacci targets once we find the bottom. Alright, but until then we have to go with this hypothesis. That's about 1618 fib level. So I do find multiple confluences. Okay, now we got total 3. Okay, total 3, I did do some work on it, was doing practically the same thing. Now total 3 is a bit tricky because it's the market cap of these altcoins. Hold on, I'm gonna get some battery charger.